Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I have a review for a film that I saw on Shudder that I thought sounded familiar. I thought it looked familiar, as a matter of fact. And it turns out Red Letter Media did a video about this either last Halloween or a couple of Halloweens ago. It's called Primal Rage. It came out in 1988. And it's very 1980s. It has the kind of music for a 1980s flick. It kind of has like a mixture of like maybe a creature feature mixed with kind of a slasher element of some sort. Kind of a virus movie too. It was really fun for what it was. I really don't have to tell you too much about the movie. But it was fun, and I do recommend it. If it sounds like anything that would appeal to you at all, check it out. I think it's worth the time and effort to spend watching it. It did what it needed to do well. It doesn't mean I'm going to rate it super high at the end of the review, but it does have a lot of things I think would be suiting for people who like this kind of movie like myself. Now, I like cheesy 80s films. This is very much that. This is a movie about a college that happens to be doing experiments in the labs on a monkey. And the monkey is given this virus called a rage virus. Yes, that might sound familiar to you 28 days later folks that are happening to be fans. I'm not a big fan, but hey, rage virus, that was kind of cool. This monkey is infected with this, and it makes anything that has it kind of violent, kind of stronger than they should be, and monkeys are already strong as it is. I think they gave it to a baboon, as a matter of fact. But anyway, the monkey, due to this one idiot, gets loose on the college campus. And the monkey gets killed pretty quick, but it happens to bite the guy that accidentally released it, who was trying to kind of do like a newspaper story journalistic thing. He happened to be a student at the college. And we follow his friend, who happens to be our main character, who is also kind of like a campus journalist at this college. And I like him a lot, by the way. I thought he was really cool. Good kind of hero character, if you will. But the guy who let the monkey get loose got bit by the monkey, and he apparently starts to develop this rage virus in himself over time, and he becomes more and more violent, more and more strong. And again, it kind of has this slasher element of him going nuts, infecting other people, those people going crazy. It's pretty fun to watch. It's a wild flick. It's a little slow. I will say that. It's about an hour and a half long. If you can give it about a good 20-25 minutes, the rest of the film is super worthwhile. Really fun time, really enjoyable time, as long as you give it time to develop. Not that it's trying to really build too many character things or anything smart like that or anything clever. It's just trying to have a good time about a monkey virus movie. And I enjoyed it for that. I thought it was really fun for what it was setting up, what it paid off with. It is a bloody flick. A lot of the time the makeup on the people who get infected, like they become more and more, I guess the word would be disgruntled, I don't really know. But they get like gray marks on their skin and kind of wherever they're bit at looks very infected. The practical effects for the kills, which there are many in this film, at least like 10 kills, a lot of them look great. I would say most of them look fantastic for practical effects. If you're looking for that kind of thing, it's good. Looks really good. About 95% of the time. You have some pretty creative kills in here too that I really liked. Of course, the film kind of ends on Halloween night, so there's some cool involvement with that if you happen to be a Halloween fan. I really was impressed with the film because of the very cheesy 1980s film music. I really like that a whole lot for a soundtrack. I like the really gory nature of the film. The practical effects really help. And like I said, the makeup of the infected looks okay. It's really the focus on the practical effects that I really enjoyed about the movie. I think the performances from pretty much everybody here, even though the writing is not super strong, they're good. I like them. I think the performances fit very well. Again, that main guy, I really like him as well. The first guy that gets infected that lets the monkey or baboon or whatever the fuck it is loose, I think he does a good job too for the very small amount of time he's in the film. There's some cool moments in here. There's a couple of nonsensical things. Of course, if you haven't seen the Red Letter Media video, you should check it out. They're great. I love those guys. But the actual review they did, where they were like watching it for the first time and reacting to it for the first time, that was super fun if you haven't seen it. I think it was a Halloween special or something they did. Like I said, either last year or the year before. But I really don't have much to say about the film. It looks good. It seems to have some kind of budget behind it. It seems like it would be low budget when you compare it to most things from the 80s, especially in '88. That's the year before Batman from Tim Burton came out. if you're comparing it to most of Hollywood, it's a little bit more of like a B-movie type of thing, but I had a good time and I do recommend it. This is the kind of thing that I think the right person that this sounds cool to, or sounds intriguing at all to, will probably like the film. As cheesy as it is, as goofy as it is, I think it gets a lot of things right for what it's trying to do. Again, not that I'm going to rate it super high, I enjoyed it quite a bit, I'm glad I had a good time with it. I was kind of expecting bullshit, like just total trash, but I didn't get that, so I was glad at the end of the day. Anyway, I finished watching it about a little bit ago, and it took me some time to settle on what kind of rating I wanted to give the film, because on the one hand, I think a lot of people try to look at a film and say, what was this film's goal? And they try to rate it based on that. For me, it's more about enjoyability and recommendation factored in with the quality of the filmmaking, the quality of the different angles of the filmmaking itself. That's what I base my ratings on, not what the goal of the movie was. Because there are films that want to hit their goal, like Tree of Life, for example, with Brad Pitt, that I think is boring as shit. I think a lot of people feel that way, but it's a beautiful looking movie. If the goal was to look beautiful, do we rate that a 5-star rating because of, you know, it's fitting its goal of trying to be beautiful and slow? That's stupid. Let's rate things on entertainment value, in my personal opinion. So when it comes to Primal Rage, a really cool title for a film with a really cool poster, if I had to rate it on a 5-star basis, I would give it like easily a 3 out of 5 stars. I wanted to give it a 4 for the enjoyability factor, but I don't think it quite gets there for me. I think a lot of people, like a lot of people on Shudder, that you can rate the skulls for the 5-star skulls thing, a lot of people gave it a 4. A lot of people seem to really, really like this flick, and I don't blame them. It's really solid for what it is and what it's trying to do. You'll probably like it more than I do. I think a lot of you guys that are big fans of this kind of thing will rate it higher than I will. But this was surprising. It was good. I enjoyed it. I do consider myself a fan of Primal Rage. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it if it sounds cool to you, like I said. Anyway, 3 out of 5 stars for me. And what are your thoughts on it? Have you seen it? What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments down in the comment section down below on Primal Rage. A very weird, fun, cool, and very bloody 1980s film. Which I love the 1980s, so this was right up my alley. I wanted something a little bit nostalgic, if you will, even though I wasn't born in the 80s. Anyway, thank you all for watching. God bless you guys, and goodbye.